What's going on YouTube? 008 here. I'm with my sisters Kemi and Dara. It was good to say that, Dara. Kemi and Dara. Welcome to the Black Panther spoilers review and maybe a bit of a discussion. And we're gonna go into it now. Now, just go all out. What was so sick about Black Panther? Go all out.
I've never felt so connected to a film before.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously you watch these films, you get excited and you think, oh god, I want to be that superhero, I want to be like... But these guys, like, watching this film, I just felt like, whoa. Like, I actually want to know more about my own culture, like, way more than I ever did before.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that hit me were just, you know, things that actually, you know, my parents and their parents and all that, you know, they've actually done themselves. It's like
things that they've done.
I want to go to Nigeria and just like, you know, get to know my culture. It makes me want to. That's why it's so.
Yeah, it was exciting for me to see all that stuff played out on the screen. Stuff that I've seen when I was a kid, when I was in Nigeria, till I was about 4 years old. Things that I can just about remember, and things that I've seen my parents do. You know, and then seeing them do that like in a big Marvel movie, like it's really funny, really cool.
And actually be able to
relate to it, to my culture in a positive way. Yeah, because the film was so good. Black Panther was so good because it could have easily, especially in this climate, in this divisive time we're living in, it could have easily been a political bullshit film about all these messages and all this Black Lives Matter stuff and all this anti-Trump stuff. Like, I'm not saying Trump is good, I'm just saying like it could have easily just focused on that and not focused on the story, which is what The Last Jedi did, and it ruined the film. But this film wanted to focus on the plot, focus on the story, focus on the characters, focus on these characters' motivations.
Yeah, there's a lot of character development that was just
it focused on the characters so much so that it could be argued that T'Challa was almost like, kind of like Americans like Trump. He wanted to keep all of Wakanda to himself. He didn't want to share, like, you know, the vibranium, or he didn't want to help all these people. He just wanted to keep all it to himself. But they could have, they didn't shy away from that. They wanted to show that's what T'Challa's like. And Killmonger, the bad guy, was the one that came in, and he wanted to be the one to like take Wakanda and share the resources with the world and all this kind of stuff.
I don't think T'Challa wanted to keep it to himself, but that's just what he's grown up with. And that's what he's known.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it, but the people wanted it. All the Wakandans wanted it. His father wanted it, and then the good guys.
But that speaks for how thing is now. Like, you know, well, for certain people that, you know, they want to keep things to themselves. They don't want people to come into their countries, or
it speaks to the world.
I really liked how they portrayed it at the end, though.
Yeah.
That's big
together.
Yeah, at the end, T'Challa decided to open Wakanda to the world, and he learned. But that's what I mean. Like, he wasn't good straight from the start, like certain characters like Rey and Star Wars. Yeah, his bad, evil cousin kind of changed him a little bit, but at the same time, like he knew how to apply it in a good way. What his cousin wanted to do, Killmonger, was gonna like he wanted to destroy the world. He wanted to wage war against the world as revenge for, you know, slavery and colonizing.
But I just feel like his character was just so good because you could still relate to him. You felt sympathy.
Yeah, for Killmonger. Yeah. And
he was just so realistic. It wasn't just, I want to be king and take over your country.
Yeah, he wanted to basically, all these bad guys want to rule the world, but his motivations were so real. Like, they were like, I want to get revenge for slavery kind of thing, you know? And they could have easily made Black Panther that character and say that's good, but nah. Like, there's ways you got to do it, you know? Like, Black Panther opened his hand up for the world at the end. Killmonger wanted to destroy the world, you know. It was just really good, man. Some of my favourite moments was like all the flashback scenes. Like when Black Panther, Killmonger, they both went through it. They went into the they kind of go into a trance or something. And he speaks to, and then Black Panther got to speak to his dad, and Killmonger as well went into that world, and he got to speak to his dad, who were obviously brothers, because Killmonger and Black Panther are cousins. And it was just so deep, like the way they were talking. Those bits were so deep. They gave so much growth and character development to make you just believe in these characters, make you care about what these characters are doing.
But why do you think that after he spoke to his dad, I'm talking about what's it called, Michael B. Jordan's character?
Yeah.
He wanted to burn all that stuff.
Because so that no Black Panther could ever exist.
Yeah, no one could challenge him. He wanted to keep that power for himself.
No, I understand that, but like,
I don't think he cared.
how can you come out of a chart, talking to your dad and all that kind of stuff?
Because that's what he's become. He's become so
scary,
black.
though, don't you think?
So did you know
he's become so black?
No, he's become so black, like not black skin. He's become so like his heart has become black.
I know what you meant.
Like even in that scene when he talks to his dad,
black, he's blick,
when he's talking to when Killmonger's talking to his dad, his dad was like, "No tears for me." You don't have no tears for me.
That was so sad.
I know, you know, tears for me. And then Killmonger was like, see death every day. Like his dad was just another person to him after that. That's when he's lost his soul. He's lost his humanity. So that's why I wanted to burn
and
that shit.
And he killed his girlfriend. Obviously, you can.
Yeah, he killed his girlfriend. He probably
that was his girlfriend.
He liked her. He probably liked her, but he just thought, "You're in my way right now. You're actually in my way right now. I don't need you anymore." Like
that's scary, man.
Like he probably loved her, but he doesn't care. He doesn't have that attachment anymore. He's lost
When he has
that.
a motive, he has that motive.
Like he's been pounding in his head since his death of his father till like current times, how much he's just been fucked over.
He actually says in the film, like after seeing his dad at that point, he was a young boy. Can you imagine what was going through his mind that whole time he was growing up? He said he's fought in Afghanistan, Iraq, all those places, basically training just so he could fight him, so he could get that king and basically take all the weapons of Wakanda, take all that specialness, been training all that time.
Training all that time just to take the crown from T'Challa. And it was just so good, like, and then T'Challa spoke to his dad again later on, and he was pissed off at his dad because his dad left Michael B. Jordan's character. He created Michael B. Jordan's character, and he was like, couldn't believe his dad would do that. And then but then T'Challa learned a valuable lesson from it, and it was just such a good story. Like, that's what I mean. It's a simple revenge plot. Jealousy plot.
Done so different
but
to
it was,
what you've seen before.
Yeah, in terms of Marvel, it had so much emotion and so much character development, and so you just believed in it. And I loved that. It was really interesting. And then there's just some really cool action scenes, like the Dora Milaje all fighting and stuff like that, and all the scenes were just cool and epic. The scenes in Korea. When The Weeknd was playing,
I don't know if it was the actual actors or just I don't know what it was, but even when Black Panther, his guardian, I can't remember her name in the film now, and his Michonne's character and his love interest, like, it feels like they were friends, like from kids as well.
Yeah,
they grew up together.
You feel the backstory.
You don't even see any of that though. Like, you don't see them as kids playing together or anything like that, but you just feel it.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what that's
about. They
have
so much connection. It just seems so natural.
I guess they just had good chemistry.
Like when they're on screen together, the bit when they're going into that casino place.
Yeah.
Like I felt like when they were like dressed up and stuff, it's just like they were all going on a mission together. Like I don't know, it just felt like really connected.
That's what I'm saying. Even with his sister, their relationship seems so real.
Do you know what this film felt like? Like why it's so much better than most of the other Marvel films? It felt like a Netflix show a little bit.
In a way, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like it felt like the Netflix shows are so deep and a little bit darker and a little bit more real, and the worlds feel a bit more lived in.
It's amazing how they can get that
and
film.
Yeah, and they got that feeling in this. Like there was progression, there was a fight for the crown. All these characters all had things they had to do. It just had a really good structure to it, that everything made sense. Things weren't just done for a joke or just done, like just for a cool scene. Things were done because it fed the story, and that's what just made it so sick to watch.
There've been a lot of complaints, well not a lot of complaints, but there's been a few complaints about how there wasn't enough action in the film. But I remember you telling me about how it had 100 Rotten Tomatoes. It had 100%
of Rotten Tomatoes,
and then
like one guy gave it a bad review because he didn't have enough action.
But when he told me that, when you told me that, I was like, oh, I know exactly what kind of film it's going to be, and that actually made me happy
Yeah.
Because I knew that obviously, you know, I want action to be in films, but I knew that they were going to focus on the story, and I've seen films that have done that before.
If they put any more action into this film, it would have really just made it.
It just made it seem like, oh, it's another action film, another Marvel film.
Yeah.
It had still been epic.
They had enough action for the story that made sense. It was.
But I love how it executed in what Michonne's character said as well, because she was talking about how we only fight when
it's necessary.
When it's necessary, when you need to, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Every fight that was in this film was because it was necessary.
Yeah. And there was some powerful lines there, like Killmonger's final words before he died. Yeah, he dies in this film. If you haven't seen it, you're watching a spoiler review. I don't know why they do that, but some people are crazy like that. But yeah, well, before he died, his final words were
put me in the ocean.
Yeah. He says Black Panther was like, we can heal you, and then he says.
And for what? Just so
so you can lock me in a cage, like my ancestors, like the ancestors that jumped off the boat. I'd rather die than be kept in bondage or something. I know death is better than to be kept in bondage. And I was like, oh man, that's just such a cool line. Like,
it's a cool line for him. You can see where his mind is at.
Yeah, you can see where his mind is at. Exactly. I'd rather die than be kept in bondage. He's basically calling T'Challa like almost like a white slave master or something like that. Killmonger is just such an interesting character.
And I understood that, but then I also think like it's quite hard to think like that, because I feel like now, you know, slavery, obviously, very disgusting thing.
But black people came out of that strong.
Very strong. Look at the film we've just seen today.
Yeah, like black people in America. Slavery happened, but it's like they've turned it around and turned it into a powerful thing now in America. You know, I mean, obviously it would have been way better if that never happened.
Obviously,
but I'm just saying, like
them suffering, their ancestors, their family, all that stuff. Like,
it shows that we rise above.
Like we've risen above that. Like, you know. It wasn't for no reason.
Yeah, so what you're basically trying to say is like the ancestors didn't need to all just kill themselves. That they powered through slavery, and their slavery wasn't for nothing. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Like they didn't become slaves in vain. Is what you're trying to say. It wouldn't have been better for them to just kill themselves.
I mean, if you think about it, because the only reason why Wakanda is like how it is, and no one's, you know, obviously they've kept it secret and stuff like that, but you know, they have the vibranium and all that kind of stuff, but because they're hidden, no one is going over there to try and colonize or like trying to take over or anything like that. No one's trying to do that because they're hidden. That's why they've got this amazing world now.
But you know, Black Panther telling the world about his stuff, that's what's going to make Black Panther 2 and 3 now. Everyone's going to be coming to attack Wakanda now. And
no, they still won't know where it is though. I feel like they'll still keep it a secret where it is.
No, it's not going to hide forever. That's why he wanted to keep it a secret in the first place.
They can still hide Wakanda. They just know, like, if you want something, get it from Wakanda, but you can't know where we are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But...
And the one thing I didn't get was like, Shuri's really technological. I don't know, you guys that are watching this, let me know in the comments. But I'm not sure about the comic, but in the comic, is Shuri very a techno freak like she is in the show, in the film? Like, let me know, because I'm not sure. I know Black Panther's meant to be the guy with the science genius. He doesn't really have that much in the film. I'm sure he's a very good scientist in the film, but we haven't seen any of that really. He had one line where he said, "Oh, I designed the first suit, the Civil War suit." But I don't know like what else he can do. I know Shuri's doing most of the technological stuff. So is she technological in the comics? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about her character. I know she becomes a Black Panther later on. But yeah.
I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but seeing it from an African perspective does make it more interesting to watch. It's just so different.
Yeah, it's so different. Like, I think even like people that don't know African culture can watch it and appreciate, wow, this is really different, and all this, like the clothing, the culture, the way they speak, the way everything looks, the way like we're looking at these people in their world. Usually you're in these kind of films, you come in as an outsider looking in, but they've made this like you're living with them in that world, and that's really, I think everybody can enjoy that a little bit, you know. Yeah, and that's really cool. Now I'm not going to go into the overall MCU and just say something that I noticed in this film. Everybody says the Soul Stone was in Wakanda, but I noticed there was no Soul Stone in this film. Not even in the after credits. No mention of it. Nothing. Like, I thought maybe the world that the Black Panther was going to when they fall asleep and, you know, go into some other world. Like, well, I thought that might have been the Soul World with the Soul Stone. Maybe that's what helps them go into the Soul World. I don't know. They could mention that in Infinity War, but that seems like a lot of time that they'd end up wasting. I don't know. So
who knows what they're gonna do?
There's no mention of the Soul Stone. So what does that mean? Like, where is the Soul Stone then? I mean, it could still be in Wakanda. It could be in Wakanda.
Why do you feel like it's in Wakanda?
Yeah, it might not even be. There's no.
That's why
nobody said anything about. The only people that have said the Soul Stone's in Wakanda is fans. Marvel have not said nothing about the Soul Stone being in Wakanda. Huh?
Yeah.
Some people think it's in Heimdall, but then there's another theory that maybe Adam Warlock has it like he does, because Adam Warlock has it in the comics. Yeah. And Aisha is making Adam Warlock in that chamber now. Why is Adam Warlock so special? What's going to make him so strong that he can stop the Guardians of the Galaxy on his own?
But that doesn't come out in Infinity War, does it?
Well, James Gunn said that Adam Warlock's not going to be in Infinity War or Avengers 4, and then he started later on and started saying they might not even do Adam Warlock in Guardians 3 or something. I don't know.
He's just lying.
Now I'm starting to think he's lying. Now I'm starting to think Adam Warlock might just show up. I don't know, because I'm just saying, because the Soul Stone's not in Black Panther the film. It's not mentioned or anything, so I just don't know what they're gonna. I mean, he could still be in it. He could be, they could reveal it in Infinity War, but we'll see.
But anyway, back to talking about this.
Can I just talk about Black Panther's suit, man? I think that epicness of how, you know, you hit something with that much force, you hit the suit with that much force, and then that force is absorbed, and then you can use that again.
And he actually has that in the comic as well. I didn't know he had that in the comic. He talks a death battle.
Because obviously he didn't have that in the Civil War or anything like that, did he?
No, he didn't have the kinetic thing in Civil War.
It's a cool power.
Really
I felt like his game when she's mentioned it. It's like, yeah, you can do this now.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's like, cool. By the way...
It felt a bit James Bondy when she was showing him all the gadgets.
Yeah, come on.
She felt like Q from James Bond.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He was James Bond, like...
But then it made it, but then it sort of... Because I felt that way, but then obviously the jokes of their bonds made it seem separate. Like, no, that's his sister talking to her about all this stuff, these stuff he can use. So you bring your toes into my lab. It's so funny.
That's what we were trying to talk about in the previous review.
Yeah.
Why do you bring your toes in my lab?
It's something we say to each other.
It's something we'd say. Like, why do you put your toes away? Get your toes away from me. And I can't believe they said it in this.
When they said it, I was like,
what? I was just laughing. They probably zoomed in on his feet as well.
Oh god, I actually couldn't watch it.
That zoom is
I couldn't watch it.
Zoomed in on his feet.
Why?
I was
Why
so shocked.
Feet on screen? And it's on a massive screen.
Maybe people make that sort of joke all the time. It's not just us.
No, of course it's not just us.
No, it's just the fact that it's African.
He's wearing those damn slippers, those uncle slippers.
Yeah, the uncle slippers.
That's why they made a dig at that, because they're saying about how the ancestors would appreciate that.
The ancestors would appreciate that, yeah. Like we're too young to be wearing uncle slippers and that.
Oh my gosh, and the shoes, yeah, it's so funny because she seemed like she had this massive bright idea and she was like, do you know what I call them? Sneakers. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's been taken.
No, but she called them sneakers because they're sneakers.
I know, but and that's the whole point of them. Right? But she's so proud of that.
But I don't understand that. Was she? So she's never heard of sneakers?
I think she has.
They don't have sneakers in Wakanda.
No, but it sounded like she was joking though. Was she not joking?
I thought maybe she's joking. I don't know.
I think she was joking.
I don't think she was. I think she was being serious.
I guess they don't need sneakers in Wakanda.
But then again, no, I'm sorry, but she must know because she knows what Coachella is. And she knows what Disneyland is. She knows what sneakers are.
She was joking.
She must be joking.
Yeah, it must be. Because Charles looking at her like, what the fuck are you doing? Like...
She was trying to explain the joke to him. He's like, he didn't get it.
The bit when what's that character's name? The one from Energy in the House.
Oh, Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman's character.
Yeah.
You know when he first looks at the Wakandan world, he wakes up and he sort of looks. Because we were watching the film, you know, we see how they're doing things. But when he looks into it, it made me feel like, oh my god, this place is actually really special.
Yeah.
Because I was looking through his eyes, thinking he's lived with the cars and how we live now, and we think technology is like booming now, but he's seeing this.
He's seen
like,
nothing. how much hidden stuff is in Wakanda.
It was so nice how he was.
And it's so clever how it's so clever how Wakanda's hidden as well. Like I was wondering how they're going to explain Wakanda in this Marvel universe. But it's just hidden. It's just hidden in Africa, like no one knows about it, and it makes so much sense. It's so, and I was just loving the world building, just like them mentioning Age of Ultron and Yusili's claw and what he was up to, and just like knowing that it's all connected to like all the other films. It just felt like wow, this world is so sick.
Yeah, no,
this world building is amazing. I was just loving it, man. And Wakanda, the world building just for Wakanda alone was amazing. Then that scene was so vital. Them walking through town just to see how Wakandans live.
It was nice.
It was so nice. Like so much stuff in this movie was just done perfect.
They had enough. They spent a lot. I mean, the right amount of time on
every little thing.
Yeah.
Everything, even when they went back to America and showed scenes, it's American scenes. It's so good.
But how many times?
Flashback scenes.
How many times have you watched like previous Marvel films, even the most epic ones? But you think, oh, if they just spent a little bit of time just to not explain it, but just to show something or point something out.
Yeah.
It will make the whole film. And that's exactly what this guy did.
They did the
like you know the bit when he does talk about, oh, you know, I made that suit, but she talks him through like. Okay, this is old tech. What you had was old tech. This is new. Look what you can do with this. Like that little thing was just like, oh, you know what? He's got a new suit.
Yeah. In my other Marvel films, he will just have that suit and it will do the kinetic stuff. It will just be like, what? What is that?
Okay, so yeah, he's got a new power, great. And it's like you don't feel connected. Like he should be excited about having something new. We should be excited that he's got something new, rather than just seeing it and it's like, okay.
Like Iron Man.
Iron Man just comes out with new stuff. Yeah,
and it makes sense because he's the creator. But
to be fair, it's like Iron Man. I guess we're not seeing his films, innit?
Yeah.
So, like, we just see him in other people's films.
Yeah, so but even if you just like, oh, look at this, and he does something.
Yeah.
But then it would seem a bit lame, wouldn't it, if they did that?
You say that, but you know,
he doesn't normally explain his features. He just uses them. That's what Iron Man is.
But maybe you should explain them because sometimes it would be nice to know what they are.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't know. That's just my thing. I just appreciate it.
I mean, only obviously in his films, he needs to explain it, but
maybe not in other ones. I
don't know about Avengers and stuff like that.
What bad things you feel about this film?
Yeah, what was that thing you wanted to say that was a spoiler?
I remember that scene with T'Challa dying, and how they just had to get the thing back to him, and
that was really cool. The mission.
It was cool, but then I just thought it was all a bit convenient. How they found him, and they got there and they stopped there.
Yeah, I was like wondering how's T'Challa going to come back into it. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
That's the only.
What don't you like? It's realistic. Or you just wash up on the thing and the guy found him.
Yeah, it can happen.
It just seems so.
The way I registered it in my head was like, well, it's a film and everyone much time. But at the same time, it was just convenient.
Like a cop-out way, sort of.
Yeah, it was a bit convenient. It should have been like. There should have been a reason why he came back, or a reason why he survived. You know, like.
Do you know what would have been epic if he saw his dad without that stuff, and he went back into that world and like. His
dad kind of brought him back.
In a way, but it was
kind of like in Metal Gear Solid.
It's like like it's within him.
There's a scene in Metal Gear Solid 3 where Snake dies. In the game, you die, and then like he goes into this kind of like soul world. Like, and he sees all the bodies that he's killed walking towards him and stuff like that. And then and then like the sorrow, this ghost character tells him to wake up, and he wakes up. Like maybe something like that would have been nice. Like his father saying, "Wake up!" and he wakes up and he's on shore, and then someone from M'Baku's camp finds him. Maybe it's a deleted scene. It could be a deleted scene.
Yeah, it's just
not the wake up part. That's
but I liked how his dad, you know, when he went to see his dad. I liked how his dad was like, "Are you ready to join me and your ancestors?"
I like that.
He's like, "Why? I need to go back and do this." Like, I
thought his dad was going to be the one to push him
usually
to go back.
I was waiting for his dad. Usually I was waiting for his dad to say, "T'Challa, you must wake up and do this." And
that's
but it's the other way.
It's the other way around.
He's like, ready to join us now.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I need to fix what you've done. Why didn't you do this? Like, I feel like, in a way, it wasn't really his dad like saying that stuff. it's almost like in his inside, like he knows that he needs to
yeah,
come back
like
to fix
that velvet world or whatever that he calls
velvet
it.
world.
Like that world, it might not even be real. It might just be some kind of weird. It's almost like you could literally imagine that purple stuff to be some kind of drug that makes you just hallucinate and think your most deepest thoughts or something. Make it comes out of your brain or something like that. Maybe that's what that thing is. I can't remember. I think they explained what that purple stuff was at the beginning, but I didn't get to hear it. I don't know if
the power of the Black Panther.
Isn't it? Yeah, but where does it come from? Wasn't it? Did it come from vibranium?
No, I don't know.
Isn't it from this? We're watching this trailer now. Is this the purple world? Maybe that is the Soul Stone. Maybe that's the Soul World. The Soul World can't just be related to Black Panther.
Pink, orange, right?
Yeah, the Soul Stone is orange, so I don't know why it will be everything will be purple like that. But then later on, it looks a bit orangey. Like I don't know. Could be the Soul Stone. Could be this power of the Soul Stone that helps the red velvet they keep talking about. It gives them power and strength and agility.
Where did he?
I missed that. I'll probably see that in the next watch. What did you say?
The Mongrel's name, Evil Mongrel.
Who?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Where did he get that necklace from? Because that's a different one.
Yeah, that's the gold one Shuri had made for Black Panther.
But the one that she made was more teeth-like, wasn't it?
No, he said it's nice, but he wants to be able to hide.
Yeah.
No, but Dad's saying that
the one that
she showed had
was
like
teeth,
showed
gold.
teeth and.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't look like that.
Didn't look anything like that.
Maybe it might be a mistake then, because I know that's meant to be.
It should be the other one that she showed him, right?
It's meant to be the other one that she showed him. I think that's what it's meant to be.
Because
that's why they showed that scene so you can find. So they'll be like, oh, where did he get a Black Panther suit from? You know, it's clearly the gold one he was talking about. Because I saw it and he was like, it's nice. I remember thinking in my head, yeah, Killmonger will have that one.
Yeah.
Because Killmonger would like to show off. He wouldn't care about hiding. You know, but I guess maybe they changed.
You say Black Panther wants to hide, but then he's got this purple stuff all over him. It's
well, that's only when he gets hit, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's gonna get hit loads of times, isn't he?
Yeah, but not when he's trying to sneak. He's not gonna.
Yeah.
That purple stuff ain't gonna come out when he's trying to sneak around. Like, only when he's hit. Only when he's fighting.
What about when he's hit and then he needs to sneak?
Yeah,
exactly. You didn't think about that one, then. You didn't think about that one.
Let's talk about the end credits scene. Who do we see? Good old Bucky.
Bucky Barnes.
Okay, why is he wearing that outfit? I mean, he looks silly on it. But then he's Black Panther's sister is like wearing some slicked out, like westernized clothes, and he's wearing the African. I think it's just so.
Was she wearing westernized clothes?
Yeah,
but Shuri's clearly like into the West culture, innit?
So what Black Panther is?
They're gonna have
Bucky,
just clothes like that lying around everywhere, aren't they?
Bucky doesn't sort of kind of guy that'll care about what
that's not even
Bucky's
the point.
not the kind of guy that'll care about what he's wearing, right?
So Bucky's awake now, at least. He's awake now. Because, you know, he went into that, so he's like, oh, I need to figure out what's going on with me. So obviously, whatever it is, they figured it out.
Yeah, he said, my name's Bucky, not
Sergeant Barnes.
Well, Sergeant Barnes, his name's Sergeant Barnes.
Yeah, but he's like Bucky.
Bucky, that's like the name that he didn't want anymore.
In the cinema, people were like, ah!
Yeah, people were going mad as soon as Bucky showed up, man. People were like, yeah, what?
Well, specifically when he said Bucky, because they're like, oh, he knows who he is. Yeah, I can't wait. And you just see him, he's like, they're ready, and he's going to get that sick arm.
I can't even think he was coming out in April.
In April.
I never thought this time would come.
So
far.
What's the chanting? I want to remember the chanting.
What? T'Challa.
No, it was like...
T'Challa. Right, that's our review for Black Panther. I gave it a 10, she gave it a 10, you gave it a 9. If you liked it, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you again.